or 8 in the morning, you know, and I get my paperwork done, and I'm very anal about it. I didn't want Bob finding one mistake, so I go over that shit, and I go over that shit, and I go over it, and I'd have Chris look at it. He finally said, look, dude, I'm tired of reading your shit. I can't even find a spelling error in it, you know. So here's 12 cases or 13 when I went on vacation. Come back, and they're all on my desk right there. There's one sticky note on it. Said, this is good work. I looked at that shit. I said, fuck, I ain't never had no compliment from Bob. I said, Chris, what's this shit? He said, I don't know. I ain't never seen no note like that. I said, you're shitting me. He said, no, you don't ever give anybody compliments. And I went through all those cases. There wasn't one thing to change, nothing. And Bob started treating me different at that point. For 11 days, he'd walked in that office and he'd say hi to Chris, he'd say hi to David, and he'd ignore my ass, go sit in the chair. I'd say nothing. And I got tired of it, you know. Well, Oscar was in the same boat, so me and Oscar kind of teamed up, and we got to run some snitches, you know, doing some stuff with Oscar and working on my doctor shop and stuff. And hell, we weren't doing buys with David then. It was me and Oscar. Well, the reason being, I didn't know this at the time, but because Oscar, do you know the story about him up at Woodward? Okay, so Oscar was up there with that office, and his partner got killed by a guy that they were working a case on. And he was a rich farmer's son. And he basically showed up to this agent's house, and they got in an argument, and he ran over and killed that agent. And the DA wouldn't file charges. Never did file charges. And Oscar was raising Billy hell because of it. To the point that OBN had to move Oscar, or they was going to end up having to fire him. So Bob at the time was up for a special agent job for OBN, because they can hire you whatever age as long as you're a special agent. Not in a pension and all that, it's just a special agent job. So Bob had been promised that for a while. He was going to run that task force office as an OBN agent, and they were going to take the office over like they'd done a lot of these task forces. And Oscar threw a monkey wrench in that deal because they had to have somewhere for Oscar to go. But Oscar was kind of in the driver's seat because he was not wrong in what he was doing. And politically, it was a nightmare for everybody. So they agreed to let Oscar move back to Frederick. But he couldn't work out of the Lawton office because he was 3 miles too far from the Lawton office. So they made a position for him at that task force, the assistant task force. And once they did that, that was the end of Bob's special agent job. So, whether Bob had ever admitted, he didn't like Oscar because of that. It pissed him off. I don't think he thought it was Oscar's fault, but thought he got fucked with it. So Oscar was a little ostracized by Bob, and I think I made things worse by befriending Oscar, me and him going to work and stuff. You know, it just kind of got under Bob's skin. You know, so me and Oscar just basically did our thing. And did that for a while like that, and then when I quit to come back over here, 2 nights later, Bob called me just like old times. Hell, he'll still call me today, just bullshit. You know, when I was working for him, it wasn't that way. It's just, you're a sorry little piece of shit. You do what I tell you to do. You know, it's almost the attitude you got from him. But I learned a lot over there. You know, I mean, I did. I don't regret that time, and I just really regretted that the relationship that I had working for Bob wasn't what I expected. I figured we'd all get along and be a good deal, but I felt like I was a threat because I was getting my shit done right. And he couldn't, I don't know, it's just, I felt like I was a threat to Bobby. He thought I was going to run the sheriff against him. I don't want that goddamn job. You know, and you can ask Jason, and you can look it up on OSN if you want. Hell, I filed over 200 felony drug buy cases in this county in my time as under sheriff. That wasn't all of them. Dude, that's the ones we filed. I mean, we turned this thing upside down. And it required a lot of time, a lot of effort. But did we make any big ass difference? Looking back, probably not. Had a good time, but it just, you know, that's the disturbing part about it to me. All the effort we put into it. Now that the law's changed, fuck.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with dope now? It's just, it's worthless. I mean, it's not like it was in those days. But
yeah, hopefully one of these days we'll go the way that Oregon's going and backtrack on that mess.
I hope, because it's a fucking wreck. You But what are you gonna do with the shit coming across the border like it is? We're powerless to do anything about it. You know, it's just, there's gotta be some major political change happening. And I hope we see it in this election. If we don't, who knows? But the one thing about it, the sheriff is the last bastion of hope here because he's the last law enforcement officer that's elected other than the district attorney. And if we can't get the right guy in there, we're screwed, you know, long term. And the problem is with what it pays, unless somebody's retired and drawn a salary, it don't pay enough to get the kind of quality people you need in there. Same right on down the list, you know. I mean, it's sad reality. But I don't know. I'm just saying it's something for you to consider. Just know we want you on this team, not against it. And I'm speaking for Oscar, I'm speaking for the commissioners, elected officials, everybody that's promoting this deal. A lot of people you've talked to in the restaurants already that's got money that do this, that supports. You know, just I'm asking you to be patient if you can and help Oscar, and let's pay you back some other day when we can, you know. But it's got to be your decision. None of us gonna hold it against you. I mean, some of them will bark for a little while, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's a, I don't know, it's a weird dynamic in these small counties like this, and I'm sure the same shit goes on in larger counties, just different level, you know. But I just feel real vested with this deal just because of what I went through with Billy Haynes, what I went through with Bobby, and this sheriff, and just, you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot, you know. I mean, shit, Jason got his start working in the damn jail for me. And he's just like a son to me. I mean, shit, him and my daughter was raised together. I don't know if he's told you all the times that hell, he's doing all that irrigation stuff. He's about this tall out there digging holes with them Mexican boys, just having a big time, you know. So that's my relationship with Jason. It's more like a son to me.
Yeah.
And I'm real proud of what he's done and accomplished. And, you know, we had a lot of time. He spent a lot of time sitting there at the sheriff's office while all this shit was going on, learning, seeing what we did, you know. And I think it served him well. He's made a good hand, damn good hand. He's got the integrity that he needs. And some folks in this county law enforcement ain't got that. And you know what I'm talking about. You've worked with them, you know. And it's a hard thing to get if you're not taught it at a young age. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. But anyway, if there's anything I can answer for you, if you want to confirm any of this with somebody, I can get somebody on the phone, whoever you want to ask them to. So I can tell you, Bill ain't running, and if he fucks up and decides to, it ain't gonna do no goddamn good. There's no money, there's no support. No. But, and I'm satisfied. Hell, I talked to him, he's talked to me, you know, twice a day for the last few days, just trying to get his head wrapped around the whole thing. It's feel like he failed, and I said, Bill, it ain't that. It's time to go on. It's the next chapter in life. Do something different. You know, do something. So my job is to keep all that on task so we don't have something stupid show up in the middle of it. Because, you know, without us, he can get any support.
Yeah.
You know, he don't. That's just a long story short. And I think he knew that.
Yeah, I know that.
You know, and he wasn't a man for the job, but I will still contend he was better than the other one. I think we'd have had a hell of a lot worse problem if we'd got the other one elected at that point. Now, Oscar could have saved us all a lot of goddamn trouble had he run 4 years ago. And I remind him that a time or two. but I understand, you know, I mean, shit, he's new at that job, and it's a good paying job. He enjoys it, but he ain't never home. His wife's been going with him some, but I think she's getting tired of sleeping in motels. So her attitude to begin with 4 years ago was hell no, and now she's 100% behind him. And don't have kids at home, that helps. You know, hell, when you got kids at home, this sheriff deals, it's tough. You know, and if you get in a boat where you ain't got much help, it's you. So your home life will suck. But I'm hoping we got I don't know, have you met Tom that's a under sheriff you hired? Have you met him?
No, I have not.
Well, that's because of me, and I'm going to tell you the story behind him. Because, hell, I had a student out there at Votech, and he's an ex-veteran that he